For nearly 20 years, I sat behind a desk, I did the work, climbed the ladder, and felt myself dying inside every single day. Yes, I know it was dramatic, but just sitting there in that cube, I realized I had a choice. Like, I can stay safe and be miserable, or have the courage to turn my side hobby into my job. We all have a choice, and the question is, are you willing to make that choice? So to make it easier for you, I've come up with 5 signs that you need to turn your hobby into a business. Now, take this as inspiration, and again, we're just having fun here. The first sign is, do you dread your Mondays? Let me explain a little bit more. Oh, but first I've got to show you these before we get started. I'm working on these veteran crew necks. You've probably seen them before, but they came back with an order of like 9 or 10 more hoodies. And so I'm just finishing up these as we talk. Okay, but back to the Sundays. I'd be sitting with my family, but I wasn't really like there mentally. Like, my stomach would just start turning around like 2 p.m. I was pre-grieving the weekend because I knew that less than 24 hours, I'd be back behind the desk, just feeling, my soul slip away. And I spent 20 years letting a job steal my only day of rest. Sunday afternoon comes and you're just dreading your Mondays. That is your first sign. This is where my shift is. So since I turned my hobby into my business, I actually love Mondays. Now it's like reverse. It's Sunday and I'm like, I need to go start my embroidery. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I'm excited because Monday means I get to walk into my craft room and do all of my embroidery. Like, I turn on my brother 6 needle and just create beautiful things. This one is what I am making for the retreat. Yes, I told you about it a couple of weeks ago. And so I still have a few like that trickled in that I need to get done. I'm going to mention a little bit about building your brand because I'm finally getting it. Nowadays, people are really not just buying your product, but they're buying from you, the person, because Instagram and social media is so big right now. And then TikTok, and people are going live. And so people are loving their energy and they're buying from them. And as far as my brand, of course, we all want our stuff to be perfect, but let me explain a little bit. So with my Etsy shop, when I have Etsy orders that come in and they're all custom, they want, I do all the pretty girls' hair, or, can you put across this beauty salon? And so I'll do that, and I'll do it exactly as they say to type it out with that font. But if the font looks kind of funny or it looks kind of off, and they might, and if there is a chance that they may not love the product or the embroidered item when they get it, I'll send them a message. Hey, look, this is what it is looking like. What if we did it like this? Would you like that better? And 50-50. Like, sometimes they're like, no, I like this, but other times too, they're like, oh yeah, I like that so much better. Thank you. Or they're like, can you make it a tad bit bigger? And so those tiny little tweaks make all the difference, because then when they receive their order, they're obsessed. And when they are obsessed and they love their order, then they will tell other people and they will reorder. But what if they got it and they're like, and I'm like, well, that's what you wrote on the thing. That's what you wanted. That doesn't really do me any good or them, because then of course they're like, well, that's what I wrote. But I don't think they would ever order again. If they don't love the product, they're not going to order again, even if it was their fault that they requested something that they ended up not really liking. By doing those little tweaks and paying attention to detail, that is how I'm getting my reorders. I get so many people that reorder, or they'll order just one and they'll come back and order like 7 to 10 more items. Think about that when you are running your shop. What you are mailing out, the finished product, is it perfect? Is it as perfect as it can be? Are they going to be absolutely obsessed? Are they going to fall in love with it so much that they're going to tell their friends about it? Or are they going to look at it and be like, it's okay. I guess I'll wear it. Okay, so that was just a bonus piece of information, me just kind of like rambling on. So back to the 5 signs to turn your hobby into a business. So we got 1, that you're dreading Mondays. 2 is People are buying things from you that you haven't even listed. So when your friends or family or even strangers on Instagram start asking, like, how much for that? The market is speaking to you and you need to respond. You need to listen. There's a saying in the business world that I've heard that if 3 people want to buy what you're making, then you have a viable product. Think about this, like the first person might be your sister-in-law just being nice. The second person might be your friend because, they're just trying to be supportive. But then you've got that stranger that comes along. It's somebody that doesn't know your story. They don't care that you have a job. They just want that beautiful puff embroidered hat because it is amazing and adorable and unique. So once you sell that item, then I'm sorry, but you are now a business owner. And of course, there is a lot more involved than that, but this is just one more sign. Now we're on to sign number 3, and that is your hobby is eating your paycheck. Oh my gosh, tell me if this relates to you. Embroidery as a hobby is so expensive. Like, let's just be real here. Is your hobby starting to feel like a second mortgage? You find yourself stocking up on every color of thread, which, yeah, thread is very expensive, and justifying all the new stabilizers because eventually you'll use it. If you're constantly pulling money from your 9 to 5 paycheck to fund your crafting addiction, then that is a massive sign. It's actually a really good reason. So you've outgrown your hobby phase and your passion is literally begging you to become a business so that it can finally start paying for its own supplies. There is a huge difference between spending money on your hobby, or you can look at it as investing in inventory. It's almost like me going into the business is a way to justify me spending money on embroidery. I guess that's how I was able to sleep at night. So if you have the audacity to turn that pile of thread into a product line, your business will start buying its own toys, basically, and you can finally keep your paycheck to yourself. Just a random thought that I also had is when I started building my business. If you are enjoying this video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and keep watching. Thank you. It was really like slow and steady. I'm more of a cautious type person. You can probably build your business, a lot faster than I did, but just some of you probably do have a day job and you just don't, and you have bills. So you don't have the luxury of just quitting and wondering if it might work out. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to go back at I put together a video of, I quit my day job, or I can't remember the name of it. Doing it slow and steady was the pace that I took. Although right now I have so many orders that I need to push out. So I kind of need to go fast. And I'm just going to do that and just kind of continue talking while I package up all these orders. The 4th sign that you need to turn your hobby into a business is that you're researching about embroidery at your desk job. So be honest, are you watching my embroidery tutorials while you're at work? Are you looking up like multi-needle machines while you're supposed to be filling out spreadsheets? And actually, do not get me started on spreadsheets. So I still use spreadsheets in my business, but it's to complete my profit and loss. So if that's kind of amazing. I hated all the spreadsheets that we had to fill out. If your brain is already at your sewing machine or your embroidery machine while your body is at the office, then you've already checked out. The 5th sign is you care more about your hobby than your job. This one kind of made me sad because realizing in my corporate job, if I made a mistake, it was fixable. I wasn't even stressed. Like, I got to the point that I just stopped caring. Now, in my embroidery shop, if I messed up an order or sent out the wrong hat, I thought I was going to die. Then I also felt alive. Like, I got to the point where I didn't want easy anymore. Like, I was wanting meaningful growth and confidence. We've gone over all 5 signs, and the last bonus sign is the risk of staying feels bigger than the risk of leaving. I realized the risk of never knowing what I could build was scarier than even just a slow sales month. So if the thought of staying where you are for one more year makes your stomach turn, then you just don't want a business. You actually need one. Okay, so I hope that I've inspired you, given you something to think about. Maybe you want to turn your hobby into a business or not, and that's okay too. I will see you back next week, and until then, you can check out my other videos right here. I have sewing tutorials, machine embroidery tutorials, and a playlist all about your business. So until next time, happy sewing and stitching. Bye guys.